that, man, it's all everything's good, bro.
Oh, that's good, man. That's the most important thing. Yeah, for everybody that's joining in, welcome to the amazing podcast. My name is Howard. The guy to the other side of me is Bert. Make the big girls hurt.
Baby.
Just kidding, but he's not.
No, not. I give the skinny ones a chance too, but yeah, not a whole lot of skinny ones here in San Antonio.
Yeah, but it's all love. We just say that jokingly. You know how everything is nowadays. So yeah, man. Some stuff been going on in the NFL. Got AB, his situation.
Bro, I was very shocked. I was very shocked, man. I mean, I could see it in so many point of views here, you know, to break this down. And it was one of the topics that I want to talk about. And I felt, to be honest with you, I really think it's all comes down to money. You know what I mean? I really think this is this is not the last game, but next week is the last game. So technically, I mean,
they felt that he's exposable.
I don't know, man. Like, to be honest with you, you need AB. Like, after Godwin tore his ACL, you don't have another wide receiver. You just have Evans. And then Gronk is old. And I haven't seen really Gronk do anything after the first 2 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? You ain't been hearing too much about him. I think he's hurt. I think he is hurt. You know, Godwin's out.
But do you believe AB about the whole situation?
About his feet, him not feeling healthy? I mean,
and how they cut him in the middle of the game?
Because I heard Arians is part 2. And it didn't say anything about the feet. And then it went strictly to, hey, I'm not getting enough reps. And knowing AB's history, I see both sides being true. You know what I mean? Like, it's like AB's going like, oh, this was a health issue. And then the coaching staff was like, no, this is about his reps. This is about the distribution of the ball. Like, why wasn't he getting his catches? Because he was due for $1 million, like a little over $1 million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he had 2 games. So, I mean, it wasn't like crazy ass numbers that he had to get. You know what I mean? Like, he had 2 games to split that in 2. And but I that was one of the things I want to talk to you about, because I was like, man, I was like, in a way, like, knowing his history, knowing who he was, like, the reason it still baffles me why he wanted to leave Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Leave?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody left Pittsburgh. I mean, Le'Veon Bell.
And I understood they didn't pay. I mean, Pittsburgh has never really suffered. I mean, they suffered to a point they've never got back to a Super Bowl. They suffered to a point where they're I guess it looks bad, but they've never had a losing season in 15 years. Hats off to old boy Tomlin, second best coach in the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm there. The guy is a leader. No losing seasons in 15 seasons, bro, like, ever in history. And he has a Super Bowl. So that speaks volumes. He went to Super Bowl. No, he has 2 Super Bowls. He has 2 Super Bowl wins. No, he has 1.
He has one.
He has 1. Sorry, that was Cowher or whatever. He won the first one against Seattle, and then Tomlin won against the Arizona. Yeah. So, but he has 1 Super Bowl on 15 seasons. He hasn't lost. So, I mean, I would take that, and that's awesome. That's never been done. You know what I mean?
So how do you think this whole AB situation is going to play out? You think he's going to get?
Well, they just released him. They just released him right now.
Yeah.
So they just got. I seriously think Tampa Bay's making a mistake. I would have just suspended him. You know what I mean? And then he wouldn't have got his money.
It's all politics. I mean, they brought up the issue how he had that fake vaccination card, but Aaron Rodgers, he did the same thing.
He did the same thing, and then he didn't get suspended.
Yeah, he got
So
fined. He got fined, but he didn't get suspended. I don't think he got suspended.
no, he didn't. Like, well, they put him in COVID protocols for a week. He missed the game, but
So I guess that
then he had to pay, and then he had to pay a fine. But the protocols thing is not a suspension or anything. It's just like, hey, you got to sit out a game because you got COVID symptoms or some shit. You
yeah,
gotta get tested.
slap in the wrist.
Yeah. So I mean, like, missed the game, fine, boom. Then they did AB from fucking chef.
Get some tissue.
Like a chef that worked for him told him that he had a fake vaccination card. I'm like, how the hell is that supposed to be a chef? Like, it just seems great. Like, this guy cannot get a break. I don't necessarily care about him getting vaccinated, because my thing is this, like, it's not mandatory for players to get vaccinated.
They working on it.
It's encouraged, but right now it's not mandatory for players.
In certain states they are required to get it. Like in New York. But that's a loophole because
after all said and done with the vaccine, it should show you that you need to take care of your money. If you're any type of a celebrity, athlete, or anything like that, you need to take care of your money. You need to make sure that you got money saved up for years to come. Because to be honest with you, this shit ain't fucking worth it. Somebody coming up and telling you you got to do something that you ain't know. Like that's the thing. Like, here's, that's the one thing that frustrates me about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell when motherfuckers ain't take care of their money. If the motherfuckers is telling them to do something and they got to do it. So that just tells you their finances is not in check. You know what I mean? Their finances is not in check. Not one, like, you ain't saved one good fucking paycheck. You ain't saved one like pretty much contract. You ain't saved one contract up. Like my boy Marshawn Lynch, he living off sponsorships. He ain't touched his fucking contract. He saved up all 50-something million and put it in the bank. Didn't even touch it, bro. Put it in the bank and lived off Skittles and shit.
Yeah, he's enjoying life right now.
Exactly. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, y'all really thought like this motherfucker was a hood gangster, dumbass kid, you know what I mean? And when that man came out, he finessed the game. Everybody was like, shit. Like, this motherfucker, we never thought he would have done that. We thought he tried to play until he was 40 because, he's blowing his money. But now he's like,
but that's the thing though. But that's the thing though in the NFL is that, players are not sticking it. They're not lasting that long anymore. They're not playing into their 40s.
That's why I said, like,
it's 35.
Like, look at Aaron Donald, like not Aaron Donald, but look at some of these quarterbacks that come out in the NFL draft. And I'm sorry to get away from AB, but my thing is just like, the AB thing it was kind of hard because due to his background. I do believe both stories. I do believe it was a health issue, and then I do believe it was about money. And then I believe that Bruce Arians, I honestly think that was a fucking massive impulsive decision. You know what I mean? You're losing to New York Jets. It's halftime. You're probably trying to do some things, but then in order to cut a person during the game,
I've never heard of that.
Like, you could have sat him. You're like, you're benched. Fuck it, sit on the bench. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't make decisions like that.
Yeah,
you don't. Like, that's why. Like, I feel like it's something's up. And then when Bruce Arians went out and said his side of the story, I was like, that's fucking stupid. And then when AB came out with all this, I had this, and they've been covering up an injury, blah blah blah. I'm like, that seems like a cop out. I was like, let's just be real. You were due for $1 million. You're due for $1 million from, this game and next game. Now, are you upset that the fact is that it's going to take you longer to achieve that within these 2 games? And you're mad about the fucking team suspending you for that bullshit? Because if it is, that's something that you could have fucking brung up to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here's my thing. I think the way he handled it was wrong. He should have went about it the the most professional way, because just by those antics, you pretty much just proved everybody's point about what they thought about you. And that's been happening a lot with these athletes nowadays, you know. Whenever they face adversity, you know, they start acting like kids.